Welcome, everybody, to the
I'm Fat Podcast.
Snacks are best saved for later.
With Jay Zawoski.
That man ate all our shrimp and 2 plastic lobsters.
And Rick Camp.
Out of the mist came a beast more stomach than man.
Welcome into another edition of the I'm Fat Podcast, brought to you by our sponsors, Charlie the Bacon Guy, Mazda of Orland Park, and Frato's Culinary Kitchen. I am Rick Camp alongside fellow fat Jay Zawoski. And Jay, it's only been a week, but again, just like last time, it feels like forever since we've done one of these. And like, I tried to unplug as much as I could on vacation, so
good for
we
you.
Haven't even spoken as much as we normally do. So it's good to see you.
You too. It's fun. We're still sending each other texts complaining about things and from TikTok. So that hasn't stopped. Right. But yeah, there's 2 weeks between episodes. We've got a ton to get to on this one and a lot of good stuff that everyone's going to be really excited to hear about. Make sure you're following us on all of the social media channels. That includes TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at I'mFatPod. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/I'mFatPodcast. Every episode is published as a video on Tuesday. Episodes come out on Monday. YouTube's come out on Tuesday. So make sure you check those out. Make sure you're subscribed wherever you listen. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, wherever. Hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications. I've been starting to just publish them at midnight on Mondays to see if it made a difference. And it made a little bit of a difference. So it's going to start dropping at midnights on Mondays instead of 5 a.m. So maybe those notifications won't be as obnoxious at midnight as they are at 5 a.m. So, all right, Rick, you are back from your glorious excursion to Raleigh, Durham area. I'm going to give you the floor and tell us all about it, because I've been really excited to hear about some of the stuff you got to try, because I know you didn't just go to City Barbecue this time.
No, I did not. Did not touch City Barbecue this time. Also I made a point. I pizzaed myself out before I left.
Nice.
So that I would have zero inclination to even attempt to have pizza while I was down there either. And I was only down there for 5 days, mind you, or like 4 and change.
That's a good trip, man. 5 days is significant.
No, it is. But in terms of like avoiding pizza for X amount of time, 4 days
tough.
Shouldn't be that bad. But, I wanted to make sure that I had no desire. So I had Dominic in the like days leading up to it. I had Dominic's, my favorite tavern style place, and I had Lou's. So just to knock out both.
And you brought a bag of pizza rolls on the plane with you.
Well, we did have pizza rolls when I was there when we were when we were drunk and playing Clue.
You're just scratching the itch, man.
I know.
That's like a nicotine patch.
Yes.
I need some pizza.
Exactly.
Pizza roll. Oh, yeah. That takes the edge off. It takes the edge off for a second.
It really did. It's a different type of edible. Let me tell you.
Yeah, there you go. There. Nice.
So, we got to Raleigh, like our 3:00 flight on Thursday, and Thursday was my birthday. So basically everybody.
Chico.
Thank you. So first thing was actually a food thing that didn't happen that would have been hilarious. Was my friends admitted, they're like, listen, we thought about trying to get you, and think about the levels of trolling me this is. A realistic cake that would have been a jar of reduced fat peanut butter.
See, that's the essence of it right there.
It really
That's how you know you have good friends.
Yes, and they're like, not gonna lie, too expensive. You're not worth that much.
No,
and I
yeah.
was like, no, totally get it. And they even sent me like kind of a what it could possibly look like what they sent the person. And I'm like, oh my God, that would have been hilarious.
That's funny.
But it's also a bunch of fondant, and fondant doesn't taste that great anyway. So it's like,
It's still frosting.
oh, it's still frosting.
I'll eat it.
Okay.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
We had a cake, and I forget if I sent you the picture of the cake, but the flame got a little out of control there for a second. Shockingly, one breath, I took care of that sucker.
Nice.
But so I get there and we get settled and everything, and then by that point it's like for a normal to late dinner, and they're like, all right, my friends scouted out a place. They're like, we haven't even been here yet, but we really want to go. It's called the Raleigh Beer Garden.
All right.
Supposedly have the best largest beer selection in the world is what they claim.
Wow.
Who knows if that's true? There was a lot.
They have
Let me
Bud
tell
and
you.
Bud Light. Oh my God.
Oh my God! Yes. Also, it's like they have all these things. Then my buddy Marty, of course, was like, yeah, he was like, you know what I'm gonna have? Yingling. Yeah. So just to get their names out there because they listen to the podcast. I stayed with my friends Andrea and Kevin in Raleigh, and Marty and his girlfriend Amy came with because there was a wedding we were going to for our buddy Dan. That was down here. So that was the whole like impetus of the trip. And so we go to the Raleigh Beer Garden, and basically we're just like, hey, it's first night. We're going all out. There were
Hell
like
yeah.
Three or four different appetizers out there. Had the mac and cheese bites, which were really good. There was this corn dog. It was, what are they? Hold on, let me-
Esquites. I'm looking at the menu.
Yeah,
and
the
I'm booking my
Esquites.
flight.
Yes, the Esquites corn dog, which was really good. And I definitely set myself up for something that I don't normally do of just like, I'm going to try it. Whatever anything is. Like there was like an avocado spread and something with mayo. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to try it. Honestly, like I don't know how much the avocado, I'm just not the biggest on the taste of avocado, but it's not like a truly offensive taste. It was still really good. Like the pickled onions and the corn dog made it. The other stuff was just kind of fine.
Okay.
So, but definitely worth trying it. So the only thing that's awkward is then it's like, well, it's a corn dog. It's on a stick. Do you just like slice it up so people can try it? Or, how are we doing it? And it was just basically like everybody just kind of took a turn with the corn dog, so to speak.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like a wild weekend.
Right.
Congratulations.
Out in public and everything. The cool thing about this place too is it's kind of like, I don't know, this may be like stereotypical in my thought process of just like a lot of indoor-outdoor space there.
Yes.
They had a larger footprint, but there were like there was like a truly inside bar. There was a bar that was like under a canopy. There was like kind of an outside thing. There was a lot of like, we were sitting at a picnic table, like that type of vibe. So for anybody that goes there and it's closer to downtown Raleigh, that's a great place.
Okay. The Raleigh Beer Garden.
And the best thing I had there, beer battered soft pretzel.
Oh, hell yeah.
Dude, it was essentially like if you combined a soft pretzel and a funnel cake.
Choked on my water from that.
It's like, because it had like the outside crunch of a funnel cake.
Yeah.
But it was as light and the flavor on the inside of a soft pretzel.
Oh, man.
It was, dude, it was probably the best individual food item I ate.
Okay.
In my entire time there.
Good start.
It was so good. And even then, just like I got the burger, just like, I don't know, had a taste for a burger. Maybe because I pizzaed myself out up before I left.
That'll do it.
And the burger was just like a good, like kind of charred burger, just like really right there for you.
Nice. Yeah, this menu looks very good. Like
Yeah.
nothing on there that's, you could pretty much order anything and be satisfied. All right. By the way, we'll add all these places to the I'm Fat map. So
Yes.
Go to the link in our social media bios and you'll find the I'm Fat map and join the, what do we say? Like 40,000 people or something have looked at it or something crazy
Really?
like that. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think that's what it said last time I looked.
Okay.
So yeah, it's been helpful for people.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've sent you the picture. Did they send me the picture of me blowing out the candle to see how big the flame was?
I have
this
not
thing?
seen that yet. No.
Okay, they didn't send it to me. It's probably in like a group thread somewhere. I'll find it and I'll send it to you. But like you can see like the flame. This was after we went to the restaurant and came back and had a few drinks. And it was like I'm leaning over and you can see the flame like dangerously close to my arm. so that was safe and healthy. And so then the next day for lunch, like we kind of got like the food stuff that definitely knew we wanted to knock out like early in the trip.
Yeah.
Hit up Sam Jones BBQ, which when I put the old clarion call out on Twitter for, hey, I'm going, where should I go? That was the number one place people recommended.
Okay.
So traditional barbecue type place. And obviously in the Carolinas, it's much more like chopped barbecue, pork, vinegar sauce, that type of thing.
Yep.
So I didn't overthink it. Went with the chopped pork, not pulled, chopped.
Yep.
Big difference. So it's almost more like in consistency, not quite like tuna, but like closer to that than like the individual pieces as much.
Right. Yeah.
And slathered it in that. I did a little tester of that vinegar sauce because, you know, I generally like a sweeter or a hotter barbecue
And
sauce.
it usually go thicker too on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was really good. So I'm like, we're going full experience here.
Yeah. Trust the experts, man.
Yeah, it was so good. Like, yeah, was it runny? Sure. Did I have to basically douse the stuff in it to make sure that there was some in like every bite? Absolutely, but so worth it.
Yeah. I'm starting to it was never my preference before, but I'm really starting to come around on the Carolina style.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I really needed the experience to like really get that real experience to hit that home for me, because I like vinegar in general, like in vinegar stuff.
Yeah.
So it made sense that I liked it, but I just hadn't put it together yet because I'm also not the biggest pork person when it comes to barbecue.
Okay.
So just doing that. Now, the fries were great, like just like a traditional sliced fry, and then the mac and cheese was really good. I've got questions on the cornbread.
All right.
And as was described to me, this is a controversial topic when you talk about Sam Jones BBQ. I sent you the picture of it. Do you see the so this piece of what they're calling cornbread almost looks like uncooked garlic bread.
Okay.
Like it's, I don't even quite know how to describe it, and I'm sure Michael will put this up. And of course, it has a bite out of it because I didn't think to take the picture before I took a bite because I was excited to try it.
Yeah, I see it. Yep.
Very dense, which is fine. Not really a fan.
Interesting.
Apparently, it's either a thing where you love it or you hate it. I don't know that there was much taste to it. It basically felt like I was eating a very dense southern sponge.
Delicious.
It was like it just didn't do anything for me.
Interesting. Yeah, it does just look like a hunk of garlic bread, which when you sent me the picture, I was sort of like, oh, okay.
Ooh, yeah.
Cool.
But no,
like
this was like,
in a million guesses,
cornbread.
I would never guess cornbread on that.
yeah, exactly. And I think that's where a lot of the question comes from. But the barbecue was fantastic. The fries and the mac and cheese are really good. I heard the baked beans are really good there. So
I see that.
If you go to Sam Jones BBQ, just don't go for the cornbread.
Oh, you should because you want to have the experience and have a review on it. So I'm looking at the menu, and I do see the baked beans here on the bottom, but I don't know if you're on the website too, Rick. On the top left of the page, there's a beverage, and I thought that was a tall pint glass full of beans. Like the way the ice looks in the cup looks at the first glance like a giant pint glass of beans.
You know what it is? That's got to be cheer wine.
Oh, probably. Yep.
Are you a fan of cheer wine?
It's a lot. I usually try to like limit my sugar to like.
Yeah, that makes
I don't
sense.
usually go for sugary beverages because I don't like the sensation of like slime in my mouth for the next hour. But I have had it and it's fine. It's not something it's not something I would stock my house with, but it's good. It's good now and again.
Yeah, hey, I think that's fair. It's almost like a Dr. Pepper adjacent
Yes.
type thing, like a little sweeter. But I just went full Carolina for that meal, so I had that along with the cheer wine, like it just like really hit the spot.
Before I forget, Greg Boyson, my partner on CHGO Blackhawks, we were talking off the air yesterday before we went on our post game. He has Dr. Pepper Dark Berry, which is a new flavor.
Oh.
And he said it's like a blueberry Dr. Pepper. So I'm not sure how I feel about that, but I definitely want to try it.
Yeah, I'll try it, but I'm not optimistic about that.
Yeah, he said it was really good. And he's a fat, so, his opinion.
But blueberries are for pie and breakfast.
Right. We'll have a Dr. Pepper for breakfast.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go.
By the way, I saw a tweet today that this reminded me.
Yeah.
Pepper jack cheese is a vegetable.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
It's basically a salad.
It's pretty much my favorite vegetable, honestly.
Yeah, seriously. All right, Sam Jones BBQ. That looks fantastic.
Okay, so
catfish bites. Oh, damn.
Yeah, we didn't try those because we were there for lunch, and I don't know, everybody was still kind of like, I think, still feeling the dinner from the night before.
Oh, I bet. By the way, where are you at on pimento? Like pimento cheese? Because I'm seeing that on the 2 menus I've looked at so far, pimento cheese has been there. I'm not into pimento cheese. I
think it's fine.
Okay.
Like, let's put it this way. I'm never like, ooh, this thing has pimento. I'm definitely going to try it. But like, I've had moments where it's like, oh, there's pimento on this. Yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah, it's a very southern thing. Remember Patrick Manley brought pimento cheese sandwiches for us one day.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, I'm excited to try this. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's not my favorite thing I've ever had. It's not terrible, but it's just, it is a very specific taste.
It really is.
And you need to know you like it.
Yes. Yeah. So before you order it, it's like a menu item.
Right.
Try to have had it at some point ahead of time. Now, I had an interesting experience on, I think this was, I forget if it was Friday night or Saturday. It all blends. Because it already feels like it's been a month since I went there. But, so there was this place where it's kind of like, one thing I appreciate about down there is like kind of resourcefulness in terms of utilizing space. Mm-hmm. So like there was just this kind of like manufactured, like it was just, they just basically threw a slab for a parking lot and like put up, it's like a building, just like made like a manufactured building, essentially, and threw in 3 mini golf courses and a couple like golf simulators, and they had a little bit of a bar, and it was like really cool place, a couple arcade games. So, of course, I forget the name of that place, but we also didn't eat there, so it doesn't matter for our purposes necessarily. But afterwards, we were trying to find a place to eat. Kind of got lost a little bit because it was an area that I guess my friends don't know that well because neither of them are from Raleigh. They just are of Raleigh right now. And so we stumbled upon a place for dinner that I'm not going to name by name because of what I'm about to say. Like food was good. Food was good. I had a rib mac and cheese.
Okay.
And that was more of like a thicker, more sweet barbecue sauce with that. It was phenomenal. However, we're trying to control the TouchTunes going on. And they had some, like, we come in and there's like, I think In the Stone was playing. Then there's some country music coming on.
Yes.
So we don't put on anything too crazy, at least not the first song. Like, we're trying to play The Wobble. Something you hear at every white wedding ever now.
Yes.
And magically, song before ends, Wobble's about to start, country music starts. So we're like, okay, maybe someone paid for like the next thing. So we're like, cool, no big deal. So we look at the TouchTunes machine. It says The Wobble's playing. We don't hear it. Now the next song was WAP. That could be that's a little bit of more of a jump.
So that played?
No, did not play. Then, after about 4 songs by black people that we tried to play, just to try, it was like, let's literally try anything else. Threw on Korn. That played.
Interesting.
So
you're saying that TouchTunes is racist?
Oh, it wasn't the TouchTunes. It was the people controlling the TouchTunes because they clearly got a separate feed of something that they were going to. And yes, so that happened. We were like, what is going on here?
So, I'd ask for my money back and then say, never mind, and run as a shotgun comes out from behind the bar.
Dude, seriously. It was, but it sucks because the food was great. Everything everybody had was really good there, but I'm not going to recommend it because of things.
That's rough.
Yeah. And then, the last meal that I'll bring up, and this is one where everybody loved what they had. It was a seafood place, so I didn't really have the seafood.
Oh, Rick.
So Sunday.
I'm disappointed in you.
I know. Well, it was also, there was like a crab dip that I was going to try, but everybody was just like, towards the crab dip, that it's like, I'm not going to take away from someone that is like, oh my God, crab dip.
Okay.
And then by the time everybody had their fill, there was none left. So I was going to try it.
All right.
But
fair enough.
You can keep your calamari. I'm not trying calamari.
Addie loves it.
I tried it before, and it was, good for her.
Just fried. Super fried food.
Yeah. Well, so I sent you the video of me on the beach.
Yes.
Sunday was beach day.
Good, nice Speedo, by the way. Really brings out your thighs.
Yes, and the everything else. No, so I did get a message when I forget which social media platform I put up the picture of me on the beach. They're like, shirt on, shirt off. I was like, on.
Yeah.
I didn't really go in the water. I was more there to just like kind of do the let the water splash up on your trunks and like that type of thing.
Right.
And then go lay down and then like go sit down and just like chill. That was, we were there for hours, but it was like the perfect unplug.
Yeah.
Listen to the beach, listen to the sounds. So then we go to this place called the Oceanic, and it's like right on the pier.
Oh, I love places like that.
Yeah. It was, for one thing, they make a strong margarita. Let me
Yes, I
tell
bet.
you, because I took a sip and I was like, okay, how we doing? It was great. I had the burger, and the burger was good. Nice thick cut bacon, so appreciated that. But everybody that got seafood, and there was a variety. It was like people got crab soup. There was a crab dip, calamari, scallops. I mean, just like anything anybody got that was seafood, raved about how good it was. So while I haven't personally had it because I'm not the biggest seafood guy in the world, lots of recommendations on different types of dishes as well from the Oceanic, and everything was real nice. It was like, especially considering you're on the beach and you got everything blowing through. It was really clean.
Yep.
So I appreciated that about it. Highly, highly recommended that if you go, and that's in Wilmington. That's at Wrightsville, or technically Wrightsville Beach.
Okay.
That's where we were. So the Oceanic is in Wrightsville Beach. The beach was phenomenal, and the Oceanic was really, really good. So just like the whole vibe, just we did the perfect balance of doing stuff while also leaving plenty of time to just relax.
That's perfect. You had a
Yeah,
perfect trip. That's very much like my trip to Florida was like that. And what amazes me, like, as you're describing the Oceanic and it being on the water, like, people live there.
Yeah,
Like,
we had the same thought.
Like, we go there for vacation. It's like, wow, this is really great. Like, oh, time to go back home. There's people that can go there once a week, and that's it. I hope they don't get used to that. You know what I mean? I hope you don't take that for granted. It's like when it gets remotely warm in Chicagoland.
Yes.
Like last week, there was a day in the 70s, and I was driving down Madison to go to CHGO, and all the restaurants had their patios open.
Yeah.
And it was just swimming with people because people were just so craving outside.
Yes.
You know, and just to be able to have that year round. There's so many times where, especially later in life, where I'm like, why am I doing this? Like, why do I live here in this rain and cold and snow and...
Man, I thought the same thing. So I'm like, if I had a job where I could just work remotely,
Yeah.
you think I'm staying here?
Do you remember Ashlyn, who used to work with us? Ashlyn.
Yes.
So she was, for those that don't know, Ashlyn was a Score promotions person, and great. One of my good friends from my time at the Score.
Yes.
She got a new job at a Chicago company, like a marketing firm, but they're 100% remote, and they're going to remain 100% remote. So she just moved to Montana.
Oh, I didn't know oh, okay.
Yeah, she's like, all right, well, I'm just going to go. I'm just going to leave, and I'm going to live in Montana. It's Montana or Wyoming, whatever, same thing. And she loves the outdoors. She loves climbing. She loves exploring, hiking. So she's just like, okay, what is holding me back? I can still work from here.
Yeah.
I'm going to pay probably 1/10 of the cost of living.
Dude.
And go live out in the open West and be happy. And I don't know if I ever told you this. The woman who sold us this house in Homewood, she's like, I'm moving to Idaho. I can't stand the winters here. I'm like, oh, well, there's still winter in Idaho. She said, yeah, but the winters in Idaho are not gray. They're cold, but it's not gray all the time. There's blue skies and there's sunshine. And I'm like, oh, that sounds like a thing that would be nice.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, like yesterday, I cut the lawn, and because I had the day off because the Hawks had their last game last night, cut the lawn, put some stuff in the garage. It was like 56 degrees and cloudy, but I'm like, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like, we have the lowest bar, man. It's really ridiculous.
That was the other thing that was incredible, because I saw the temperatures when I was leaving, and it was supposed to get up into like the high 80s when I was there. So I'm like, oh boy, I brought extra shirt. Like I brought extra everything clothes wise, because I'm like, I'm going to sweat through everything.
Yeah.
By some miracle, every day there was like enough breeze to where it was at most a minimal sweat situation.
And still,
it was like
not crazy humid there yet either, right?
No, not at all. Like it was, I could not have asked for better weather for the entirety of the time I was there. Even when I had to, so initially I was not invited to the wedding. And this also is kind of the nature of
my favorite thing.
The last minute, like, oh yeah, you can come. And I was like, good to know, because I had to pack clothes.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't go with the suit. I just went like slacks and a dress shirt because I heard it was a pretty low key thing.
Yeah.
So did that. Ceremony was gorgeous. It was so this weird dynamic happens where it's at this like greens and park area where there's a lot of scenic spots. Apparently, every person in North Carolina that was going to prom, graduating, or having a quinceañera was trying to take pictures at that park at that exact time. I mean, it was flooded, like to the point where they clearly reserved part, like the nicest part, kind of set further back.
Yeah,
for
so
the wedding.
people can't get in there.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, people could get around there. So, like, at certain points, they had to, like, shush people because they're trying to do a wedding ceremony and there's people yelling, like, for their own thing. And then the second anybody started moving out of there, people started to, like, move closer because they wanted their pictures at that spot.
Oh, weird.
Like, oh, yeah. Like, even we stepped off to the side to, like, take pictures just with our little group. And the second we moved away, people were, like, rushing in to get to that spot. It was kind of crazy.
That's kind of on the venue, though.
Yeah,
like there's got to
100%.
be some people that are like, hey, these people paid X amount of dollars for the space. Like you can't just come creeping in when they move over.
Exactly. Like, and I felt bad for the photographer because he's trying to do his job, but he was also kind of taking on the, trying to
there's people in the
away
background and
like shush people and stuff. So like, I kind of felt bad for him, but like, really good experience. It was at a brewery. The reception was at a brewery and it was like kind of a quick reception. Kind of knew it was like 40, 50 people. Knew people weren't really going to dance. So there was good music going on in the background. Hour and a half, 2 hours. Drink a little beer, have some food, just like go up at your leisure, in and out, and then be able to hang out afterwards. And we played Clue and we drank and we had a bunch of like between queso and pizza rolls and, like basic other crap you make at home. It's great.
Sounds awesome. Low-key weddings are great. They're always memorable and they're always my favorite because they're just so they're so casual and informal and that's awesome.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad you had a good time. The trip sounded wonderful. And,
sorry, I'm definitely going long on
No,
that.
man, that's the point of this episode is recapping your trip to Raleigh. It's great. Man, I need to get a trip. And when I do, I will have my new Mazda CX-30 not courtesy of, they're not giving it to me, but from Mazda of Orland Park. I mean, they can if they want to. I'm not opposed to it. Go call Eric, 708-444-3200. Mazda of Orland Park is at 8910 West 159th Street in Orland Park. You guessed it. And yeah, my Mazda is ordered. It is on the way. It should be any day now, any week now, and I am very excited to get into that new CX-30, and you will too. I've spent a lot of time at Mazda because that trip to Florida put a little wear and tear on the old vehicle, but they take care of anything that goes wrong. I'm just getting routine maintenance done, super affordable, super fast. What I love is they send you a video of the inspection. So there's like, okay, here I am. I'm underneath your car. As you can see, like the brakes are, they're into yellow here. So you probably want to think about replacing those soon. And, you can see everything looks good here. The exhaust looks good, yada, yada. They open the hood. Here's your filter. It's a little dirty. We recommend changing it. We can do it here or you can do it yourself, yada, yada. The service is just outstanding. And had a small issue and called and said, hey, this just popped up. Like, yeah, bring it in. We're here. We'll take a look at it, pull it back, fix it real quick, and you're gone in 20 minutes. The service there is great. And it's not just because there's, I bought my car there before they were ever a sponsor here. So it's no special treatment. That's how they treat everybody. That's how they'll treat you. So call Eric, 708-444-3200, and check out Mazda of OrlandPark.com. All right, well, while you were gone, Rick, I had a few food experiences of my own. I already mentioned the Dr. Pepper Dark Berry, which I've not tried, but I did try this new Coke Starlight.
Yeah.
Which is out. So they have it in regular variety and Coke Zero variety. Cannot recommend. It tasted like... I almost want you to have one, Rick, so you can try to help me identify this flavor.
Okay.
Almost like a graham crackery taste, but oddly familiar. It tasted like something I had had before. I didn't like it. I did not finish my, my 16-ounce bottle. It wasn't terrible.
Sure.
But I can't imagine like drinking it regularly. I just like was
Oh.
kind of not into it. So if you had Starlight and liked it, email us. I'm fatpod@gmail.com. Help us try to figure out this flavor because I could not figure it out, but I was not a big fan of that at all. So that's just a quick little note. Yeah, it was just kind of the bottles are real cool. They're like an iridescent, like pink and purple. Like it's really an attractive looking packaging, and it makes you want to try it. And then I was like, no, I don't know what made you want to do this.
No, that sounds no. Graham cracker in my pop is not.
Yeah, it was really sweet.
Yeah, no.
I don't. Yeah,
No.
I was not a fan. Not at all.
I'll try and find one and bite that bullet, but
Yeah, just see if you can help me. What I want help with is why does it taste familiar? Does it taste like a candy I had as a kid or something like that? Or there's a very familiar flavor to it. But I just, for the life of me, and that's probably why I drank more of it than I wanted to, because I was just trying to identify the taste, but I couldn't do it. So if you've had it, let us know, or try it and let us know. I'm fatpod@gmail.com. The other thing is, the other small note, on 420, Wingstop had a special sauce called Blazed and Glazed, which they describe as a blend of hemp seeds, terpenes. I think I'm saying that right. Terpenes. I don't know. Strawberry and cayenne pepper. It wasn't bad.
okay.
It definitely tasted like weed.
Okay.
I saw it somewhere online it was described as Pop Rocks and tires was the flavor. It was better than that, I will say. But there was definitely that weedy, skunky sort of a flavor to it. And it was certainly done
Intentional.
as a, yes, it was done as a nod to weed enthusiasts. And it was a gimmick. But
Yes.
Kevin, my buddy Kevin, who sent you a 4-paragraph recommendation for Raleigh that I didn't see until today. He ran it over because he knows my affinity for weed and wings. So I got to try the sauce and it was good, but nothing. I don't think I would order it regularly. It's not. I don't think it's gonna be a permanent menu item by any means. But it was a funny little thing.
Interesting. Pop rocks and tires.
Yeah, Pop Rocks and
That's
tires,
so funny.
delicious.
I like it.
All right, so this is a place, and now a place I tried, and this is exciting.
Okay.
My wife actually tried this first.
Yeah.
Blind Hog Kitchen in Palos Park, Illinois.
Okay.
11901 South 80th Avenue. So if you know this area of Palos, it's where Southwest Highway and Route 83 and is it Harlem? I don't know. Wherever those three kind of intersect. It's a really weird. It's 80th Avenue. So 80th Avenue, Southwest Highway, and Route 83 kind of connect right there. It used to be a Dunkin' Donuts. Now it's Blind Hog Kitchen. Buddy, let me tell you, the menu of this place is kind of all over the place.
Okay.
Which has me not concerned because the food is terrific.
Okay.
But I feel like sometimes when a place is new, it needs a hook.
Yeah, and they're just kind of throwing everything against the wall.
Yes, but it's all excellent. So like here's an example. Okay, so there's like
I'm just seeing this chicken infused waffles.
See, that's what I'm telling you. So so the menu has a bunch of tabs here, right? So there's soups and salads, chef's corner, sausage, fried pierogi, yes, handcrafted burgers, birds, claim to fame, bowls, and sides. So
That's a lot.
There's so much going on here. So like we'll start with the soups. There's tortilla soup, tomato bisque. The basics, Moroccan harira soup, which I've never heard of, but it looks really good. Then there's a bunch of nice looking salads. All right, over to Chef's Corner. Naked hog wings. So this is a pound of barbecue wings, a tuna melt panini. And it says nachos before muchachos. Chips, queso, pico, pulled pork. So these are pulled pork nachos, okay? So, okay, now it feels like a barbecue place.
Yes.
Go to sausage, French onion hot dog, bacon wrapped Hebrew national dog, big Southside Polish, real Polish on a pretzel bun. Okay, so now it's starting to feel Maxwell Street-ish.
Yes.
Then you've got the fried pierogi, potato and cheese, sauerkraut, cheddar and bacon.
Oh yeah.
Okay, then you got burgers.
Yes.
I had the smoked Texas burger, which was absolutely...
At least there's only like 4 of everything.
Right. But the smoked Texas burger is what I got. Half pound of Angus beef, Wisconsin cheddar, bacon, caramelized onion, green leaf, decorative, house barbecue sauce, and a potato bun. And the bun was absolutely amazing. I took a picture of it. The bun? And it was as good as it looked in the picture.
Like, a good bun can really bring a sandwich or a burger together.
Absolutely. That is such a key part of the burger. The bun? You can't have a good burger without a good bun.
Although, make them fried onions instead of caramelized onions, and I'm here.
I can't eat caramelized onions because they don't make me... I don't feel good after I eat them.
It's a texture thing, man. They're just so slimy.
Yeah. But the one I will suffer the after effects of caramelized onions at a Sox game when I get a brat.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's worth it. It's worth it, but usually it really upsets my stomach.
Okay. See, it doesn't do anything to my stomach. It's just a texture thing.
Yeah. All right, so then they've got chicken sandwiches too. Avocado chicken, brie smoked turkey panini, mozzarella pesto chicken, portobello mushroom panini, chicken and infused waffle. Buttermilk breaded chicken breast with bacon infused waffle, drizzled with jalapeno infused honey.
Yo,
topped
candied jalapenos on the chicken and infused waffle?
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes. And then the claim to fame: ribs, pork tenderloin, pork belly, beef sandwich, Cubano, pulled pork sandwich. Like, there's just so much going on here.
Yep.
Then there's linguine, risotto, rustic mac and cheese, a hummus bowl. Like, there's just so many things happening here.
Wow.
I'm telling you, go to Blind Hog Kitchen and just whatever you have a taste for, they're going to have it. It's so damn good. I just hope that the fact that they're not like hyper focused on one particular cuisine doesn't hurt them in the long run. I don't think it will because the food is so good. And the place was so clean, Rick.
Yeah.
That I was almost like suspicious about it.
Oh, wow.
I was like, I could literally eat my meal off the floor and not hesitate. It was spotless in there.
So another thing I noticed is their logo says Blind Hog, Sausage, Kraut, Pierogi. But then their claim to fame is the barbecue.
What? See, that's the thing is I don't know. I don't know what their claim to fame is.
Right.
That's the thing. Is it's everything?
Try everything, I guess.
Yeah, I guess you're gonna have to. So 11901 South 80th Avenue in Palos Park. I'm telling you, 5 stars. I was, and usually when you try a new place, there's some sort of like, okay, like it took a long time, or the burger was a little bit overdone, or whatever. No, everything was cooked perfectly. Everything was evenly hot, which is a huge thing. And they had the Jimmy John style ice.
Oh, nice.
Like the little like cube turdlings, which to me are that's the perfect kind of ice for a.
That's your goat ice.
That is the goat ice, yes, the Jimmy John's ice, no doubt. So honestly, Blind Hog Kitchen in Palos Park, was so damn good. It was so damn good. I loved it.
Interesting. Oh, I thought of one more thing from vacation that I'm pretty sure I sent you the picture of at Walmart.
Yes, you did.
Yes. And it was just about the most southern thing I've ever seen. There was an end cap that was a giant. It was 2 end caps put together into one. It looked like, essentially. It was a giant end cap. Just 2 items on it. 2 types of items. Giant tubs of cheese balls and giant tubs of pork rinds.
What else do you need?
Right. I mean, if that doesn't say North Carolina, then I don't know what does.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, I love those cheese balls are the best.
They really are.
I love those. And
it's like
I can't do pork rinds.
Yeah, pork rinds are fine. But like I feel like for most people, pork rinds are something that you talk about much more than you actually eat, unless you're Kevin Z-Pack, in which case you get them every day and you shove them in Jay's face.
Yes. He would take his bag of pork rinds, come around my face, and then squeeze the bag so the pork rind dust and stink would hit my face. Remember, Kevin's been up since 2 a.m. I've only been up for an hour or so when he does this. And it's like, whoa. I have not eaten yet, Kevin. Please.
Right. Yeah, it's like, you know what you need at about like 9-10 in the morning? A bunch of pork stink in your face.
And you just come around. Pork rind, and then squeeze the air in your face. Such a dick.
Yes, he is.
I miss him dearly, but
same here.
But at the same time, not at all.
Yep. Yeah. Oh,
well,
God. I saw my Connor McKnight's wedding. Still the same.
Yeah. I miss that because of stupid COVID.
Yes.
But yeah, I was looking forward to seeing those guys mostly. Most of them anyway.
Yeah.
It would have been a good time. Oh, well. I'm sure someone else will get married someday. We'll see. You know who will not blow pork rind and stink in your face? Our friends at Frato's Culinary Kitchen. Now that's a
I was going to
segue.
say that's professional right there.
628 South Roselle Road in Schaumburg, home of the I'm Fat Burger, the I'm Fat Pizza, and the I'm Fat Grilled Cheese. Go try it. It's so damn good. Everybody who's tried the I'm Fat food has absolutely loved it. It's why it went from a promotional item to a permanent menu item in very, very short order. And
Bestseller.
Absolutely. The best-selling promotional item they've ever had at Frato's Culinary Kitchen. Go visit them, fratospizza.com, and check out their bakery, too, fratosbakery.com.
Yes.
Some of the best cookies you will ever have. Check them out on Instagram at Frato's Pizza. Cannot praise that place enough. So, so good. Mm-hmm. All right, so, Rick, I've been watching Letterkenny.
Okay.
Because everyone's like, you like hockey, you'll like Letterkenny. So whenever people tell you you'll like something, you initially are like, no, I'm not watching it, just out of protest.
I've kind of done that actually with Letterkenny too.
Yeah.
Because the people I was hanging out with in North Carolina, they've all watched it.
Yeah, don't pigeonhole me. And then, of course, they start watching it and love it. So I have been doing that. But I stopped Hulu one day, and then the History Channel was on.
Okay.
So 2 shows in a row about food. The first was Adam Eats the 80s with Adam Richman. Okay. And it was just, he was going through like nostalgic food items from the 80s. So he found a guy who's got the biggest collection of Ghostbusters memorabilia in the world. And boy, what a cool guy. But he had like Ecto Cooler still unopened and like the Slimer toothpaste and stuff. So Adam Richman tried the Ecto Cooler. He tried Coke 2, which had like not been open for 30 years. And then he went and interviewed the founder of Jolt Cola, like the guy who created Jolt Cola.
Yes.
So that was super interesting, like how that all came together.
Yeah, so having a dad that was a trucker, you learn about Jolt.
Oh yeah. Well, it's like double the caffeine and like twice, like something like they were at the limit for how much you could include in a soft drink.
Yes.
For Jolt Cola. Yeah, it was like really the first energy drink, but it was cola flavored. Then the founder like made homemade Jolt Cola for them.
Oh.
Which he takes like a giant Pyrex measuring cup full of sugar and just dumps it. Like, good Lord. It had to be like 4 or 5 cups of sugar.
Oh my God.
It was disgusting.
For like one pitcher.
Yeah, right. So like, oh my God. So that was cool. But the best part is he visited this place in Colorado called Totally 80s Pizza. And this place was designed like the restaurant in Back to the Future 2.
Oh, nice.
Like that was kind of the inspiration. So there's all kind of cool like 80s stuff in there. But it's a pizza place. They had bagel bite pizza.
Oh.
Yeah. So it was a big old like like a Domino's or Chuck E. Cheese style like triangle cut pizza. But instead of like sausage or pepperoni, he put bagel bites on it.
Oh, see, I was thinking it was actually like pizza made, like basically making a homemade bagel bite.
No, it was an actual pizza with actual bagel bites as the topping.
Interesting.
Yes. It was really interesting, and it made me want to go to Colorado. And I'm sure it's probably not even that good. And I can absolutely do that at home I can go get an Aldi cheese pizza and buy some bagel bites and just do it. But I'm stupid, and I'll just go to Colorado instead. I need an excuse.
I was going to say, that place is the only reason you'd want to go to Colorado.
Yeah. You should have seen, though, when the Ecto Cooler like came out of the juice box.
Yeah.
It looked like water from Lake Michigan. Like, it was just not. And he drank it. He's like, it's not that bad. It's still sort of familiar.
I can still feel my extremities.
Yeah, there was a bunch of old expired stuff they ate. But it was a good watch. And then after that, a show I've heard of before, but I've never watched. The Foods That Built America.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen that in the old guide. Okay,
so I'm not going to do this story justice, but I don't know if you know this, so I'm going to share it, and then maybe you guys can find the episode. So it was about Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Okay.
And the way Kentucky Fried Chicken started was Kentucky Fried Chicken itself was a recipe that restaurants could purchase. So let's say the Geneva Cafe, the little diner, okay?
Yeah.
They would serve Kentucky Fried Chicken. It was just a menu item.
Okay.
Okay, so you buy the recipe, and I don't know if they would send you the ingredients or whatever.
Yeah.
Fine. So, that's the business plan for a while. Then these two dudes like buy the recipe, so they take over it from Colonel Sanders, right? And they're sort of running things and trying to grow it a little bit. And they find out that there's these 4 locations that are doing really well. So they bring the guy in and say, "What is your secret? Why are you having such success in selling Kentucky Fried Chicken?" He said, "Well, it's all I sell. I sell it in a bucket." So this guy invented the bucket and the red and white, design, and using Colonel Sanders as the logo.
Yeah.
This is one guy did this at his 4 locations.
Okay.
Do you know who that guy was?
I do not.
Dave Thomas.
Really?
Yes. So KFC, these guys who bought the KFC business, they hire Dave Thomas to be like an advisor, like maybe third in charge or whatever.
Sure.
Give him a bigger salary than he's ever seen, but probably less than he's worth. And he helps them grow KFC into what it is now.
Wow.
So as the business is expanding and they start to offer stock options, Dave Thomas is an owner of stock for this like a supply chain company, like the company that brings like wrappers or condiments or whatever to various restaurants. So these two guys who hired him say, "Hey, we're going public. This is a conflict of interests." And forgive me if my facts are rusty. I'm just trying to go off memory. But this is a conflict of interest. You have to sell us your stock. And he's like, "Okay, cool. I'll do that.
Yeah.
Here you go. I don't want to cause any trouble. Here you go." Right? Does that, and then finds out like lawyers are like, "Dave, these guys totally screwed you, that you sold them like $10 million worth of stock." And so he's like, "Screw you guys. I'm leaving." And then Dave Thomas started Wendy's.
Wow.
It is such a cool story. And I had no idea.
Two guys being complete jerks resulted in Wendy's.
Yeah. Isn't that cool? But Dave Thomas is like the guy that invented KFC as we know it, right? Like just took the recipe and is like, "Well, I'm just going to make this a place."
Yeah.
And the whole idea of the bucket. And it was like, so then when it came to Wendy's, the thought was like, how is Wendy's going to compete with McDonald's, who is already pretty well established? And he's like, if we do the square burgers and the meat sticks out from the corners of the bun, it's going to create the perception that there's more meat in this burger than there probably is a little bit more, I think. Maybe the optical illusion works on me too, but that's how they competed with Wendy's. And it was or with McDonald's, and it was never frozen. That was their other thing.
So I found out when I was in Raleigh, one of my friends, not a fan of Wendy's.
What?
And I told her, and she basically said she doesn't trust square burgers. And
That doesn't make any sense. It's just ground beef. It can be any shape you want.
I realized this. And my response when she's like, "Well, I'm just not that big a fan of Wendy's and whatever. She prefer McDonald's and for basically anything." And my response was just, "Well, you're wrong.
Sucks to suck."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you enjoy your inferior food. I will have Wendy's.
Yeah, wow. That's weird. You're missing out on a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
Wendy's.
So thank you for putting me up when I was in Raleigh, Andrea. However, you're wrong.
Yeah, that's just a bad take right there.
Right.
Yeah, you can take ground beef and make it any shape you want. it's the same beef.
Oh my God. Okay, so I have the draft on in the background.
Oh yeah, that
here.
whole thing.
Yeah, Buddy from whatever that show is making a Giants pick. Like it's the day 3, so they have a bunch of random Cake Boss. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Buddy Valastro. He's making a pick for the Giants, and without volume, I can already tell I don't like it. I'm not even against him, but just like he's doing the most right now.
Who was the guy last night who announced a pick for the Jets? But he was like, New Jersey, the Newfoundland. He like named every new city except New York.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the Vikings guy that started doing his own stand-up.
Yeah, was that Ziggy Wolf?
No, that was like a guy who
looked like Willy Wonka on crack.
I forget
So Willy Wonka, basically.
It was, I forget the guy's name, but he was like a former Vikings player, and he just like gets up there, and they literally have to send the producer out to damn near give him the hook.
Make the pick.
Right.
Yeah, I saw it with, I was watching the Hawks So I had it on with no volume. And it's like, what's this guy doing? And you do see like the Showtime at the Apollo clown come out with the broom.
Dude, seriously.
Get off the stage,
it was
asshole.
it was incredible. It was so good.
And I saw, I think it was Kat Terrell, who's a great reporter for the Saints, just tweeted out, make the pick.
There were two factions. There was, this is hilarious and one of the best things ever. And there was, make the pick, you dick.
Yeah, right. Please. All right. I've got one more thing before we get to Ask a Fats.
Okay.
Last week, went out to lunch with my mom. Country House restaurant on Route 83 in Palos Heights. No, it's at Route 83, and I should have done this before. I forget the cross section, but it's trust me, it's Route 83. Classic diner, right? Like really good diner food. There's also one in like Batavia or Antioch or like that area.
Yeah, there's
like right by King County Cougar Stadium.
Yeah, it's right. It's it was actually so that the night that I got married, or the night before I got married, the hotel that we were staying in the night before was across the parking lot from the Country House, and the Country House is actually like a really nice looking thing.
Yes.
And it's like this big wood, like almost like a lodge type looking building, and because we were, after the rehearsal dinner and we were all like being responsible and we immediately went to a liquor store and got ourselves, we each got a 40 and we got a case of Miller Lite to
Classy.
be able to have. Yeah. We were like, Country House is still open. So we ran over there like jerks, run in there about 20 minutes before they close and basically do a couple rounds of shots before we go back.
Well done.
But yeah, Country House, really good burgers from what I remember.
Yes. Okay. So the one in Palos is 5400 West 127th Street. Actually, it's technically Alsip. Okay. And then there's another one in Clarendon Hills that is famously haunted.
Oh.
So if you want to go to the Clarendon Hills one, 241 55th Street in Clarendon Hills. Okay. So I wasn't sure what to get because it was kind of like between breakfast and lunch.
Okay.
So we're going through the menu. They had a grilled cheese BLT. So instead of like a BLT with, toasted bread, bacon, lettuce, and tomato, this was a grilled cheese sandwich, basically, that they must have prepared open-faced with cheese on both sides of the bread. And then they put the lettuce, tomato, and bacon in between, close it up, and it was like the gooeyest, warmest, greatest BLT I've ever had.
Interesting.
It was so damn good. I just wanted something not like, I don't know. I had like a kind of decent sized breakfast, so I didn't want, wasn't like feeling a burger.
So
and
they
they
settled on shrubbery.
The L was limited, I promise you. And it was like full lettuce instead of shredded lettuce.
That's what it stood for?
Limited, yes, yes. Some of it fell off on my plate by mistake.
Yes.
So I had more room for fries. And Country House's soup is absolutely perfect. So if you're looking for
I
good
haven't had
soup.
it. If I remember right, didn't they have like a good seasoned fry?
The fries were seasoned. I don't know if they were like technically would count as seasoned fries.
It's been a minute since I've been to and I've only been to the one in Geneva.
They're just like,
to be fair,
like I wouldn't quite call them steak fries, but big, thick diner fries. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like,
yes,
great.
Maybe I added a crap ton of pepper and salt to mine.
Yeah, that might have been you.
Fries.
Oh, geez, Rick, we talked about KFC and I didn't do it.
The Colonel.
Okay, sorry.
I was gonna say.
I'm rusty. 2 weeks off, man. See what happens.
So now we know. Now we know why he wasn't there.
Yeah.
The Colonel.
Dave Thomas killed him. It's such a cool story. I was telling
really
Addie
is.
about it, and she's like, Dad, your stories are boring. I'm like, well, listen to this one. She's like, that's really cool. See, she was into it.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, let's ask the fat, shall we?
Let's do it.
Bless me, Father, for I've sinned. It's been 1 week since my last confession.
Okay, my son. What is your confession?
I'm fat.
Ask a Fat, as always, is brought to you by our buddy, Charlie the Bacon Guy, and here he is with this week's Bacon Report.
Thanks, Jay. This week we have maple pepper, rosemary pepper, garlic, Korean barbecue, and honey chipotle. Bacon jams are the original, the bourbon, the pineapple, and the apple butter. I'm going to be working on a new suggestion for bacon jam. It is jalapeno raspberry, or raspberry jalapeno. I don't know how to call it yet. But it'll be a new bacon jam, and stay tuned for that. We always have the t-shirts, hockey jerseys, stickers, and winter hats available. And don't forget to get your orders in for the new flavors for May, the Korean barbecue and the honey chipotle. They're going fast. For the Bacon Report, I'm Charlie the Bacon Guy.
Oof.
That
bacon jam sounds awesome.
It does, but there was no background sound today. Like Charlie was like at home and sounding professional, and
It's a little disappointing.
a little bit.
Step it up next week, Charlie. I want you on the wing of the Wright brothers plane.
Right.
All right, order yourself some bacon. CharlieTheBaconGuy at gmail.com. Charlie the Bacon Guy on Instagram, or at CZ the Bacon Guy on Twitter. Slide into his DMs and he will get you started on your order. You heard the flavors. Get the bacon. It's absolutely phenomenal. You will love it. I had some this morning. I forgot to mention this. I bought some of those like egg rings. You know what I mean? Like they're like little brass rings. You put them on your griddle. You put an egg in there so it makes it like a sandwich.
Yes.
So we made homemade McGriddles this morning. And we used Charlie's bacon on them, and it just made them perfect. Absolutely wonderful. But like the best $8 I ever spent are those egg rings, because I always struggle to cook eggs. I'm not very good at it because they just go everywhere.
Yes.
So like a bunch of it is just burnt off. So being able to contain them in these rings, absolutely perfect. So Charlie's bacon just made it extra perfect. All right, this first email comes from Brian, and if you want to email us, by the way, I'm fatpod@gmail.com. Call the Fat Phone 708-858-3314. No voicemails this week, so let's try to get a couple in for next week if we can. This one's from Brian. He says, I wanted to pick up on the thread from the most recent episode of Gross Stuff Found in Food. Rick, you mentioned your buddy found a staple in his cafeteria burger. Brian says he also has a staple story. Back in high school, I found a giant brass packing staple in my focaccia bread. Jeez. I tried to get a refund or at least another item, but all they would offer was more focaccia, which I wasn't as enthused about. Also, a few years ago, I picked up a package of chicken tenders from the Target Hot Bar, and upon opening them, saw one tender somehow got through the whole process without being completely defeathered. Oh,
No.
Oh, God. That's so gross.
No.
Oh, that is the sort of thing that would scar me for life.
No.
Like now and again, you see the people who go to like a wing place and there's like a beak in their wings or like a claw.
No.
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm good.
All right, good.
Nope.
I have had a wing with like the feather like stem. You know what I mean? Like the part that, and I've had to pull that out before, which I get, especially if it's from a place that like is preparing it from scratch.
Sure.
Like you could see how one would get missed, but a whole ass feather makes it all the way to the Target Heart Bar, and everyone's like, "Meh, this is fine." Oh, hell no, nope, no,
Nope.
We won't be doing that.
No, we will not.
This is now. I've told you how before. Every time I drink out of a glass, I look in it because when I was a kid, I drank a Pepsi out of a neighbor's cup and there was a dried spaghetti noodle in the bottom. So I've been forever scarred. So anytime I'm at anyone's house, including my own, and I'm about to get a drink, I will look in the glass before I fill it. I'm now going to inspect every piece of chicken I ever eat from here on for the rest of my life because of that email.
Seriously.
Thanks, Brian.
That's not great.
No.
That is scarring. Okay, hopefully less scarring is this one from Brad B. Hey, guys. Morning, boys. Love the pod. Had to write you guys after hearing Rick talk about his Hello Panda experience.
Just got your reference.
Yep.
Morning, boys. What's going on?
Hold on. Oh, that's too much energy. I'm a recreation supervisor and run youth sports leagues. Last year, we worked with a company that linked us up with Hello Panda as a sponsor for our fall soccer league. Those little snacks were awesome.
Yeah.
Part of the sponsorship was for me to pass out samples during game days. Let's just say me and my coworkers consume more of those little packages of snacks than the kids in my league. Chocolate was the best, but the caramel ones were good as well. Ooh, I have not seen those.
Yeah, I got to try that.
I have yet to see any in stores, but now I'll be on the lookout whenever I stop into a 7-Eleven. Side note, I run the concession stand at my job as well, and I'm always looking for new additions to our menu, and members in New Addition. We do the normal stuff like hot dogs, nachos, pretzels, candy, and popcorn. Any reasonable suggestions you think we should try and add this year? Keep up the awesome work on all your platforms. You guys make Mondays a lot more enjoyable. Thanks.
Thanks, Brad. In terms of concession stand stuff, just make sure what you have is good.
Yes.
Don't let the hot dogs float in the water too much. Make sure the nachos are not stale. Make sure it doesn't have the nacho cheese doesn't have like the plastic film on top.
Right.
Make sure your pretzels are hot. You know, I think it's pretty, you know, it's for what you're doing. You don't need to have like gourmet stuff.
No.
I'm trying to think of like popcorn is such an underrated concession item because it's usually very cheap, and it also will fill you up.
You know, another one that's on the candy side that is, I would assume is probably there, but when I think concessions, I think of it, Airheads.
Airheads are solid.
Super cheap to buy, like for that context of just really quick and easy to eat, and it's so cheap to get. You can sell it for super cheap as well and make a decent margin on it.
Right, you sell 5 for $1 and you're probably doubling your margin.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and kids will leave you alone for a while because they take a while to eat.
Facts.
All right, last one comes from Matt. He says, "Hey, Fats, a while back, Jay had mentioned wanting to get a Blackstone, but then ultimately decided against it. My wife and I got one as a wedding gift, and I'll admit I was a bit intimidated when I read about the entire seasoning process. But after watching a couple videos, I dove in and put a few coats onto the grill, and it took me less than an hour to get it right. For the first meal I made on it, I went with smash burgers, and it was without a doubt the best bunch of burgers I've ever made. So if it's something you're interested in purchasing, I suggest giving it a shot. The seasoning process was pretty straightforward and cleanup was a breeze. I'm already researching recipes like crazy to find more things to make." That's from Matt. You know what, Matt? Like buying these egg rings has only rekindled my interest in a Blackstone. And I was talking to Hope about it. Like, I think I might actually, because I was going to buy one during the winter.
Yeah.
And I was like, am I really going to use this a lot? Like, my mindset was not like in the cooking thing. But now that the weather's starting to turn, I could have seen myself out there this morning getting breakfast ready on the Blackstone, making perfect like griddled pancakes and everything. I'm getting there, but I think Hope might be more interested in a grill. Like, because all we have is a Weber Q, which is nice, but like we'd like a little bit more. So maybe we'll just pop for a really nice grill, like a Traeger or something that I can also use as a quality smoker.
Yeah.
And then just stick with, because what we did do is we were at Home Goods and I bought like a cast iron, like flat, I don't know what it's like a flat plank of cast iron. And I put it over 2 burners on my stove. And that's what I was using to make the griddle cakes this morning when we made McGriddles and eggs. So I kind of have like a Blackstone-ish sort of a thing in that.
Okay.
So maybe I'll just get a really nice grill / smoker and go from there. But I don't know. I'm on the fence.
I wish I had outdoor space. That's the one thing I don't like about where I live is that I don't have a balcony.
Just get a little Smoky Joe and put it in your apartment.
Yeah, right? What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah,
God,
it's fine. It's get a fan.
Especially after being in North Carolina where they had a balcony and like I was able to just like they took a nap at one point, so I just sat outside, put on Spotify, listened to some music, and just relaxed. Didn't think about anything, just kind of chilled. And man, I'm like, I wish I could do that.
That's the way to do it, man.
Could. But yeah, not so much here. Not so much here because there's no outdoor space unless you're on one of the end units. The end units are like the 2 bedrooms, and they get the little balconies.
Just knock on a door and be like, "Hey, I'm gonna cook. All right."
Yeah.
They'll be so stunned. They'll be like, "What?
What?
Okay, sure. Like, I'm a super.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
I need to check out the grilling capacity of your porch."
Yeah, I'm commandeering
as you
your
wheel
porch.
in like a full size Weber grill.
Oh yeah, yes.
Don't worry, I'll save you a burger.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Mm-hmm. If that happened to you, Rick, you'd be like, "Fair enough. Come on in."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
cook for
I
me,
would.
we're good. All right, we're back. Thanks everybody for your patience while we were gone. Remember to like, subscribe, review, all those great things. Follow us on YouTube. Watch the video on Tuesdays on the old YouTubies there. And make sure I didn't mention our TeePublic shop. Yes. Always a sale going on there. I need to make a video, man. I got a bunch of stuff ordered, and I've been waiting to do it. I'm just being very lazy, but I'll do it this week. I got a promotional video coming for our TeePublic shop, so you can see some of the cool stuff. Not only on Fat Podcast stuff, but some of the other cool stuff I got from there as well. So, yeah. All right, Rick, wrap it up because you do it better than me.
Okay. Follow us on all our social medias at I'm Fat Pod. I'm fatpod at gmail.com. Jay just mentioned the TeePublic shop, Patreon as well, if you're so inclined, youtube.com/I'm Fat Podcast. Subscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe on the podcast feed. Someone asked at one point, does that actually help juke the numbers? I think so.
That's a rumor.
Yeah, that's what we've been told. So, sure, let's keep going with it.
As long as you end up subscribed.
Yes, exactly. As long as you end subscribed, we're happy. Rate and review the podcast. Those have kind of waned a little bit because, people, when you listen, you review, and then that's kind of it. So tell your friends.
Once a month, we send out a prize pack. So send us a screenshot of your 5-star review, and imfatpod@gmail.com, and you'll be entered to win. I'll do 2 this month since we're a little bit low.
There we go.
2 winners this month.
So get on that. Yeah, let's take care of that. Well, do we want to say because this will come out tomorrow today's Saturday that we're recording. I know what day it is, I promise. Either way, it'll be May, so that makes sense. It's April when we're recording, but it's the last day of April, you big dummy. All right.
The Justin Timberlake memes are coming. It's going to be May.
They're already here. I've already seen a few of them. So, and mind you, I'm here for them also.
Of course.
All right. I need to end this. The podcast, that is. So, for Jay, I'm Rick. Oh, yeah. Check out our sponsors, too. Charlie the Bacon Guy, Mazda of Orland Park, and Frato's Culinary Kitchen. So you said I do this better than you. All right. We're out. I'm Fat Podcast.
All right, I think we got a lot accomplished here today.